Welcome to Is It Worth It? The series where I analyze upgrades across the game and judge is it worth it. Before I get into the grid of it though, I would like to say that the Winter Balance Patch Preview Amateur Tournament has already started. I'll be periodically releasing casts and the finals will be on the 22nd. Yours truly will be casting over at twitch.tv.alongcameaspider ... and I hope you give me a follow there. But for our third episode, we're going to be taking a look at not one, but two different upgrades today. I'll be covering the SVT and the 7th Man upgrade another day, since they are subject to change in the upcoming patch. Here, I'll be laying down the facts and the combat performance first, and then go into some analysis. The PPSH doctrinal upgrade for the Conscripts costs 60 munitions and requires 2 CPs to unlock. It is currently available to 5 Soviet commanders. The Conscript squad was the upgrade will gain 3 PPS submachine guns, replacing their Conscript Mosin Nagants. To fire the weapon, the user can be still or moving. The DPS for individual PPSH is about 11 at ranges 5 through 15, and then drops to around 3 at range 20. This is a pretty big trade-off to the Conscript's mid to long range performance while significantly buffing its close range abilities. The upgrade is bundled with Hit the Dirt, which is a free ability that makes the Conscripts immobile, gain 10% damage reduction but suffer 20% decrease in accuracy. You cannot activate Hit the Dirt when you are already suppressed. Because PPSH and Hit the Dirt are bundled, it is impossible to separate the usage between the two upgrades. Even without Hit the Dirt, the PPSH upgrades on Conscripts is very competitive to every other early close quarters unit in the game. It's not as competitive as Shocks, but it's enough to beat other units like Assault Grenadiers, Volks with MP40 upgrades, and Fallschirmjägers up close. Their mid to long range damage is very poor, and you should not be using them like a regular Conscript squad. With Hit the Dirt, Conscripts become incredibly survivable, especially behind heavy cover. Keep in mind you can use Hit the Dirt without the PPSH upgrade. And this allows Conscript to stall the enemy for an incredible amount of time, while being pretty vulnerable to grenades since they cannot move. Hit the Dirt PPSHs wipe the floor with Vet 3 Panzer Grens up close. It was really surprising to see how good PPSH Conscripts perform, even with their PPSH stats being inferior to Shocks. I recommend Uraing with the PPSH squads whenever possible to get the best firing range as quickly as you can. I recommend a simple build order involving the PPSH upgrade. First, choose Guard Rifle Doctrine. This is the most meta doctrine with the PPSH class included. Your build order will be 4 Conscripts into tier 3. Basically the regular Soviet build order. Get medics whenever you can, and I recommend upgrading 2 Conscripts with 2 PPSHs first. You want to get the 7th Man upgrade on the other 2 Conscripts in order for reinforcements and etc. later on. Of course, you want to get the T-70 as soon as possible, and then look for some anti-light vehicle options, such as maybe a squad of guards, infantry, or a Zis gun. Keep in mind that guards infantry need munitions to upgrade with the DP machine guns. After you are set with anti-vehicle, I recommend going for a KV-1 next. You'll need the KV-1 as a breakthrough tank while your Conscripts go on the flanks. Overall, the PPSH squads is appreciated, but there are better upgrades out there such as the Guard DP upgrade and the 7th Man Conscript upgrade. Therefore, PPSH cons are just barely not worth it. I have never played this doctrine in my life, so we will see.
Dude, you can cloak your fucking AT guns. It's like you're playing Dark Templar in StarCraft 2.
Now that we've talked about how to shred infantry, let's move on to how to blow up some tanks. The Conscript Tank Hunter upgrade comes in at 75 munitions. This is a 15 munitions more expensive upgrade than the Pino's PTRS upgrade. The Conscript Tank Hunter upgrade gives the Conscript squad 2 PTRS rifles, which has 40 damage, 10 deflection damage, 40 range, 100 close pen, 85 medium range pen, and 70 far penetration. For example, versus the Austere Q4, which has 180 frontal armor, the PTRS has a 55% chance to pen up close. The accuracy of the Conscript PTRS squad is the same as the Pinos version. The accuracy is 15 at close, 10.5% at medium range, and 6% at long range. That number might seem really low, but in reality, PTRS rifles have very high accuracy compared to all other AT guns. For example, a regular AT gun such as this will usually have the accuracy of 6 up close, 5 at medium range, and 4 at long range. An accuracy of 15% means that a tank with a target size of 20 will be hit 300% of the time up close. To fire the weapon, the user must be standing still and aimed at the target. As far as I know, all AT guns have a slight aim time, however the PTRS has negligible aim time. Keep in mind that this upgrade will decrease your squad's anti-infantry performance by about 33%. It does very poorly against infantry, so poorly in fact that it's not even worth talking about. The Tank Hunters upgrade also includes the AT Nade Barrage ability, tank detection, and camouflage tactics. The AT Nade Barrage ability acts almost like the Infiltration Grenade ability, where every man throws one grenade. Except for the AT Nade Barrage ability, every conscripts of the 6 man will throw one anti-tank grenade at an enemy vehicle. These nades will track onto the target. The full barrage damage at 6-man conscripts does an impressive 250 damage to a single vehicle. It also incurs engine damage. This, as far as I can tell, is the highest AT damage value that exists in the game from one ability. For reference, 2 Panzerschrecks will do 240 alpha damage with one volley. This is a very impressive number, and it means that one AT barrage and one volley from the PTRS can destroy a 2-2 in a matter of seconds. Tank detection has a limited range and only shows vehicles through the minimap, so it's not really a worth it ability, but it's nice that it's there. The Tank Hunters upgrade also gives active camo for conscripts. This camo works a lot like the JLI, Pathfinders, and Fallschirmjäger camo. When you're out of combat, you can enter into cover for a few seconds. While during that time, the conscripts will become completely invisible to the naked eye. This ability is very good at cashing vehicles out with a full 6-man AT barrage. My opinion of this build is quite positive actually. Soviets are generally lacking in handheld AT, and therefore having wider access to PTRS isn't necessarily a bad thing. This upgrade is more of a reactionary move versus light vehicles, and with proper camo usage can grenade barrage mediums for an easy cleanup. Because this upgrade is so reactionary in nature, in my opinion, it's hard to recommend a build with this upgrade in mind. Tank Hunters is also not very meta. It is hard to utilize, and it destroys the conscript's anti-infantry capabilities. My final thoughts on the PTRS upgrade is it's very worth it for its cost as a light vehicle counter. Usually, in order to counter light vehicles, other factions have to pay around 100 munitions, while the conscript upgrade is only 75. Versus heavier vehicles, the camo and AT Nade Barrage comes in very handy for its alpha damage alone. But of course, you're gonna have to be very good at using it. And that is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed the content, please drop a like, keep those suggestions coming, and for the next episode, it's probably, not 100%, I might do sprint, but it's probably going to be about G43 upgrades. I'll see you in the next video, and ciao.
Wah.
It's kind of sad because their fucking Panzer Grenadiers are losing to engineers.
Engineers.
A glorious victory, comrade.